Okay, we are back. We are over here where the crossover is going to get installed. So we've got a little bit of track to take up. We're going to connect right from this turnout, just under the bridge. Get this out of the way. This turnout and this turnout is going to be removed. The far line here is going to get realigned into a place where it will match in nicely with this here. And what it'll also do is back over here in the corner, the track has a little bit of a sharp turn to it to meet this turnout here. Putting this crossover in is going to give me a little more flexibility here to get this track to really flow a lot smoother and just look a little nicer too. It's got a bit of a kink in it. It just looks silly. Yeah, let's get started. We're going to start moving stuff. So what we're going to do first, get this out of the way. I'm going to leave the bridge here as long as I possibly can. It is wired down through the bench work. We'll see how that works out. But this is 70%. Yeah, just going to mix this in here to start softening up some of this. Give us access and get the ability to start making some changes. Just adding this is just straight water with a little bit of dish soap in it. Just to get a little more soaking action going on here. Let it soak in. I don't know if you've ever removed any track in the past, but it can get a little messy. But that's okay. The end result will be good. I've been wanting to remove this. Not sure how quick this is gonna. Well, it looks like it's gonna soften up. One advantage of using PVA glue diluted with water, it will come apart relatively quickly when the time comes to make some changes. I'm just going to work my way around here and see where it's going to come apart for me and see where it's going to give me a hard time. Probably noticed at times if you're watching people do some removal using a steel ruler underneath the track, seems to work very well. It's nice and thin, flat, doesn't put a lot of pressure on the track, and it will start to pop apart relatively. Once you take the track up, you can do a little more cleaning with it also, whatever you feel is necessary. Some of these areas are pretty heavily ballasted too. There we go. Now that we got the end, we should be able to slide this one out here. You can see the PVA underneath there starting to go. I do use the manual springs. Build these. They just go down inside. They have a little bit of tension on the front. And if your turnouts like the Atlas ones don't have the springs built into them, these work great in holding them, switching them positions, and then holding them in position. Had to find myself a little bit of towel here. Hands are getting a little wet. One thing you'll want to do is, as you're cleaning this ballast off and cleaning where you're going to relay some track, be as efficient as you possibly can, because this will dry back up and be somehow 100 times firmer than it was originally. The next section we have to work on here is getting this next turnout out and out of our way. These are mainly Atlas turnouts, which I'm not going to complain about. They've been on 4 or 5 different layouts. They've been reused a number of times. So I have definitely got good use out of them. Up a little. So we're going to try this close. Sure how well this is going to show up on camera, but as I get ready to put in the new crossover, as you can see, I've cut these rails off here, but this track is already affixed and I need to get this one tie out and clear some space underneath for the rail joiner to come in. So best always start with a brand new super sharp blade and just work slow. Don't be in a rush. You should be able to poke a brand new blade right underneath and through the webbing of the tie spacer. Once I have it, try to get that out. And that gets me on my way to now cleaning out the rest of the garbage. Run your fingers in there from the rail nippers, make sure everything's smooth and workable. I always peel them right back to their ends. Don't leave any tail on them at all. You want to get rid of this tail because it's only going to get in your way. Rail joiners are always fun. For anybody with a hand larger than a 6-month-old. I've actually seen some tools online recently that you put these into and it saves your fingers from all this grief. Now, let's see. I can put these together. There. Looks like we got that part. We'll turn the camera around. Then here, we're going to make an ever so slight adjustment. Taking off about a 1/16 allows us to proceed. we go. The struggles. I'm going to say that was a little more difficult than had planned. But on this channel, you're going to see the struggles. Nothing comes easy. And we're just going to look from this end on over. You can see here how this other track was not going to line up. So that's going to be worked on. There you go. And I'll reset the camera and we're going to get a train running across this and just test it. We're just going to come through here a little faster, get us over that frog. Hopefully it'll happen this time. And we get the other frog. And truth of the fact is, there's probably no power at this end of the train, at the rail. So, those feeder wires will serve a purpose. Again, the struggles are real.